Hello! Hello there! Welcome! Happy Easter, if you're celebrating Easter. It is Easter Sunday here in Canada, so happy Easter. And to those of you, happy Jesus Zombie Day. I'm wearing a Pittsburgh Penguins hat and jersey, Sidney Crosby jersey, because as a New York Ranger fan, I'm loving the fact that Pittsburgh Penguins have lost so many games going into the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's crazy. Pittsburgh Penguins are on a huge losing streak, and it couldn't happen at a better time, because Pittsburgh is not winning the Stanley Cup. My Rangers probably aren't winning the Stanley Cup either, but that's another. This is an internet judgment video for you, so you know my opinion on things that divide the internet. Excuse me. The wars, the battles on YouTube, the internet, Twitter, hot topic conversations. Internet judgment video time. This topic divides people like crazy. It's Van Halen. David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar? Who's the better singer? Spoiler alert, I'm a Sammy Hagar guy, and I'm going to tell you why. Now listen, just because I like Sammy Hagar better doesn't mean I don't like David Lee Roth. I like David Lee Roth. I like David Lee Roth's solo career. I bought the cassette tape of his album called Skyscraper that came out in 1987. I don't think you did that. So I like David Lee Roth. But when he left Van Halen and Sammy Hagar joined, the group just matured. They got better musically. Their songwriting improved. And every aspect that you rate a band, they got better. Now yes, technically, Van Halen 1 and Van Halen's 1984 sold a huge amount of copies. Van Halen had the best debut album by a newcomer group. I'm saying that completely wrong, but they had the best debut album ever until 1987 when Guns N' Roses released Appetite for Destruction. So Van Halen 1 was a classic album, and then 1984. Both of those albums sold over 10 million copies in North America alone. That's crazy. That's 20 million copies with two albums. Now, obviously, Sammy Hagar with Van Halen was very successful. They had 4 very successful albums, all debuted at number 1, and various hit singles all around the world. But Sammy Hagar was an actual musician. He could write songs that weren't just about women. He played guitar, and played guitar well. He was very good live. He was one of the best lead singers ever. I mean, and his showmanship on stage, his charisma, not as good as David Lee Roth for showmanship, but Sammy Hagar knew how to rock and was great live. Sammy Hagar made Van Halen a better band. The 4 albums with Sammy Hagar, 5150, OU812, For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, and Balance, are 4 of Van Halen's 6 best albums. The other 2 are with David Lee Roth. But F.U.C.K. is their best album, and I would say 5150 is their second best album of all time, followed by 1984. So with Sammy Hagar, in this critic, musician's opinion, friend, fan, whatever, Sammy Hagar was God. Now listen, I love Van Halen. Van Halen's one of my top 10 favorite musical artists of all time. They're one of my favorite groups. They're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've seen them live in concert twice, which was awesome. I love Van Halen. And I also love David Lee Roth. But Sammy Hagar was just better. David Lee Roth is a good showman. He's one of the best showmen ever. But him being a crack addict for 15 years really doesn't help the case. And the fact that when Van Halen was with David Lee Roth was with Van Halen, they recorded some pretty shitty albums. Diver Down is the worst Van Halen album of all time and one of the worst CDs of all time. If you don't believe me, listen to it. Yeah, they actually put that shit out. It's horrible. And then Fair Warning and Women and Children First are mediocre average at best. Where with Sammy Hagar, they didn't have a bad album. They didn't. So that's why Sammy Hagar is a better lead singer and better lead vocalist for Van Halen, in this man's humble opinion. I like David Lee Roth. They came up with some great songs, but for me, my money is Van Hagar, man. Sammy Hagar is the way. Sammy Hagar is the light. So I'm a Sammy Hagar guy, and yeah, that's just what I wanted to say about that. Because because they're one of my favorite groups of all time, and you get into battles with people over this topic, you need to know that I'm a Sammy Hagar guy. And For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, released in 1991, is the best Van Halen album they ever did. And 5150, released in 1986, is their second best album. And then 1984, released in 1984, I'm pretty sure, is their third best album, but that was with David Lee Roth. So there you go. And I saw Van Halen live with Sammy Hagar twice, and both shows kicked ass. And I didn't want to see Van Halen with David Lee Roth when they came here. I just didn't. Yeah. So that's it. Happy Easter. Thanks for watching. I made this video longer, but I'm still having laptop problems. Hashtag laptop problems. Hashtag Jewish Ghetto. Hashtag Jewish Magic. Follow me on Twitter if you're over 18. Read as the Dudar at Twitter. Find me through the hashtags when you watch this video. I'm a Sammy Hagar guy. I love Van Halen. And yeah, this is the Pittsburgh Penguins hat. Happy Easter. I'm finally watching House of Thrones. House of Cards. Is that what it's called? Fuck me, I don't even know. I'm so dulled. But anyway, yeah. House of Cards, Season 1. It's fucking awesome. I love it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like it, comment, interact with me, be my friend. 6 subscribers by the summer. Thank you very much. Happy Easter to everybody. And, yeah, Sammy Hagar rules. David Lee Roth is alright. Van Halen rocks. Peace.